Hello, my dear students. How are you all? I hope you all are doing very well. So, in our today's session, we are going to see the life history of the greatest writer, poet of English, and his name is William Shakespeare. Okay, so in this chapter, we are going to see the life story of William Shakespeare. So, come with me and let's see the life history of William Shakespeare. So this is the picture of William Shakespeare. Okay, William Shakespeare was born to John Shakespeare and mother Mary Arden sometimes in late April 1564 in Stratford upon Avon. So this chapter starts with the birth of William Shakespeare. So William Shakespeare was born near about in late April 1564, and the name of the parent of William Shakespeare was John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. Okay, but my dear students, nobody knows the exact birth date of William Shakespeare. Okay, that's why here you can see late April 1964. Year is well known, but date is still unknown. Okay, so William Shakespeare was born on late April 1964, and the parent name of William Shakespeare was John Shakespeare and Mary Arden. Okay, and where William Shakespeare was born? William Shakespeare was born in Stratford upon Avon. There is no record of his birth, but his baptism was recorded by the church. Thus, his birthday is assumed to be the 23rd of April. Actually, there is no written record when William Shakespeare was born, but the ceremony of baptism, okay, the ceremony of baptism of William Shakespeare was conducted on 23rd of April. That's why the day when the baptism of William Shakespeare was taken is considered as the birth date of William Shakespeare. Here, my dear students, you learn a new word, baptism. What is the meaning of baptism? Actually, it is a ceremony in Christians. Okay, it is a ceremony in Christians where they took means father, okay, the priest took the newly born baby in their hand and dipped newly born baby in holy water. So this whole process is called as the baptism. Okay, by performing this process, the children become original Christian. Okay, so all this ceremony is termed as baptism. Okay, so the baptism of William Shakespeare was held on 23rd of April 1564. So that 23rd of April day is considered as the birthday of William Shakespeare. His father was a prominent and prosperous elderman in the town of Stratford upon Avon and was later granted a coat of arms by the College of Heralds. So you can see here, my dear students, the father of William Shakespeare was very rich and he was a very prominent figure among the city. He was elderman. Now, what is the meaning of elderman? Here you can see historical co-opted member of an English county or next in dignity to the mayor. Okay, so the father of William Shakespeare was the well-known personality of the city named Stratford upon Avon. Okay, and he was to be the next mayor of this city. All that is known of Shakespeare's youth is that he presumably attended the Stratford Grammar School and did not proceed to Oxford or Cambridge. Actually, there is very little information known about the life of William Shakespeare. It is very little, actually, there is no written document, okay, regarding the life history of William Shakespeare. It is said that he attended, okay, it is said that William Shakespeare attended Stratford Grammar School, okay, and he further did not proceed for Oxford University or Cambridge University, okay, because there is no written document about his life history, okay. The next record we have of him is his marriage to Anna Hathaway in 1582. The next information about the life of William Shakespeare, which we have, is that in 1582 he got married to Anna Hathaway. The next year, she bore a daughter for him, Suzanne, followed by the twins Judith and Hamnet 2 years later. So, when in 1582 William Shakespeare married Anna Hathaway, so next year Anna Hathaway birthed their daughter, and the daughter name of William Shakespeare is Susan. And after 2 years, again the couple is blessed with twin boys, and the name of those boys are Judith and Hamnet. Okay, so this is all information we have regarding the life history of William Shakespeare. 7 years later, Shakespeare is recognized as an actor, poet, and playwright. When a rival playwright, Robert Greene, refers to him as an upstart crow in a Grott's Oath of a Wit. Now you can see, my dear students, after 7 years, okay, means after 7 years, William Shakespeare was recognized as an actor, a poet, and playwright. Okay, and in the words of another playwright named as Robert Greene. Okay, and in the words of another playwright named Robert Greene, he considered William Shakespeare as a upstart crow. Now, what is the meaning of upstart crow? It means a new comer. Okay. Few years later, he joined up with one of the most successful acting troupes in London. So कुछ सालों के बाद विलियम शेक्सपियर ने एक बहुत ही ज्यादा सक्सेसफुल एक्टिंग क्लासेस को ज्वाइन किया, जो कि था लंदन में, और उसका नाम क्या था, माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स? द लॉर्ड कैम्बरलियंस मैन. ठीक है. कुछ सालों के बाद विलियम शेक्सपियर ने लंदन के एक बहुत फेमस ड्रामा क्लब को ज्वाइन किया था. उस क्लब का नाम था आपका द लॉर्ड कैम्बरलियंस मैन. ठीक है. When in 1599 the troupe lost the lease of the theatre where they performed, appropriately called the theatre, they were wealthy enough to build their own theatre across the Thames, south of London, which they called the Globe. अच्छा, 1599 में, ठीक है, 1599 में इन लोगों ने लीज खो दिया उस ड्रामा कंपनी का जिस बिल्डिंग में वो लोकेटेड था. अच्छा, लीज का क्या मतलब होता है? लीज का मतलब होता है जब भी आप कोई घर लेते हो, ठीक है, मींस किसी कंपनी को स्टार्ट करने के लिए, कोई भी शॉप खोलने के लिए, तो उसका एक एग्रीमेंट होता है कुछ टाइम पीरियड के लिए. ठीक है. तो 1599 में विलियम शेक्सपियर ने उस लीज को खो दिया, लेकिन तब तक इन लोगों के पास इतने पैसे आ चुके थे कि ये लोग अपना खुद का थिएटर बना सकते थे, और उस थिएटर का नाम इन लोगों ने रखा था ग्लोब. और ये जो द ग्लोब थिएटर था, ये कहाँ पे था? ये थेम्स रिवर के किनारे पर था. थेम्स रिवर कहाँ पे? साउथ ऑफ लंदन में. ठीक है. The new theatre opened in July of 1599. So William Shakespeare, along with his other friend, again reopened the theatre in 1599. Built from the timbers of the theatre with the motto "Totus Mundus as it Histronianum." Okay, so इन लोगों ने उस थिएटर, जो इनका पुराना वाला थिएटर था, उसी के टुकड़ों से इस थिएटर को इन्होंने बनाया था, और इसका मोटो था, मींस इस थिएटर का एक स्लोगन था. एंड व्हाट वाज दैट स्लोगन? टोटस मुंडस एज इट हिज ट्रायनेम. ठीक है. इसका क्या मतलब है? व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस मोटो? अ होल वर्ल्ड ऑफ प्लेयर्स. सो द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस मोटो इज द वर्ल्ड फुल ऑफ प्लेयर्स. When James I came to the throne, 1603, the troop was designated by the new king as a king's man or king's company. ठीक है. तो जेम्स आई, ठीक है, जेम्स आई उस टाइम जब 1603 में एक नए राजा लंदन के आए थे, उनका नाम था जेम्स आई. ठीक है. The letter patent of the company specifically charged Shakespeare and 8 others freely to use and exercise the art and faculty of playing comedies, tragedies, histories, interludes, morals, pastorals, stage plays, as well as for recreation of our loving subjects as for our solace and pleasure. अच्छा, जो पेटेंट था कंपनी का, मतलब पेटेंट का क्या मतलब हुआ कि कंपनी के जो ओनर के पास ही बस वो फुल राइट था. ठीक है. और इस कंपनी जो कि इनकी थिएटर के फॉर्म में थी, इन दैट थिएटर दे स्टार्टेड प्लेइंग मैनी डिफरेंट रोल्स, लाइक समटाइम दे हैव टू परफॉर्म कॉमेडी एक्ट. Okay, they also have to perform tragedy act, histories, interludes, morals, acts, and etc. and etc. They all have to create. Okay, now in this theater they also have to create the drama, the short play on the loving subjects, means based on the subject, means for example, geography. Okay, uh, king has given the topic that you have to create a drama or the short play in geography. Then Shakespeare and his theater company, his drama company, has to perform that. Shakespeare entertained the king and the people for another 10 years until June 19, 1613, when a cannon fired from the roof of the theatre for a gala performance of Henry VIII set fire to the thatch roof and burned the theatre to the ground. So, once again in 1613, the theater was burned. Okay, when Shakespeare was entertaining the king along with his team. Okay, and how that theater was burned? The theater was burned. A cannon was fired. Okay, a cannon was fired from a gala performance. Okay, from that gala performance where Henry IV, okay, where Henry IV was performing. Okay, the audience ignored the smoke from the roof at first, being too absorbed in the play until the flames caught the walls and the fabrics of the curtain. So, जब 1613 में किंग हेनरी एट जब एक गाला परफॉर्मेंस उनके सामने पेश किया था विलियम शेक्सपियर ने, उसी टाइम ऑल ऑफ सडन उस थिएटर में आग लग गई थी. ठीक है, बट वहां की जो ऑडियंस थी ना, उन लोगों ने एट फर्स्ट इस आग को इग्नोर किया. उन लोग को समझ में नहीं आया कि एक्चुअली हो क्या रहा है. दे लिटरली इग्नोर्ड दिस होल सिचुएशन एट फर्स्ट. Amazingly, there were no casualties, and the next spring, the company had the theater new builded in a far fairer manner than before. But it was a luck. Okay, it was a lucky day for all the people of that area because no casualties are reported, means no death, no injuries are happened. Okay, and from the blessings of the Almighty God, again from the next year, this theater was opened, and again they performed in a fairer manner than before. Okay, because now they are taking precautions, because last year a fire was broke out. Okay, so that's why this time the theater owners have taken all the precautions to stop such kind of casualties in nearby future. Although Shakespeare invested in the rebuilding, he retired from the stage to the great house of New Place in Stratford that he had purchased in 1597 and some considerable land holdings, where he continued to write until his death in 1616 on the day of his 52nd birthday. Okay, now you can see Shakespeare has invested a huge amount of money in rebuilding or reconstructing the theater, but he now got retirement. He took retirement, okay, and took retirement from where he took retirement. He took retirement from the stage of Great House of New Palace, which is located in Stratford, okay, and this house William Shakespeare purchased in 1597. But after retirement, William Shakespeare continued writing, okay, till his death. And when William Shakespeare died on his 52nd birthday in 1660. Okay, so my dear students, here we are going to see the few important major events which happened in William Shakespeare's life. Okay, 1556, Anna Hathaway is born. So in 1556, the wife of William Shakespeare, Anna Hathaway, was born. 1564, William Shakespeare is born in April, probably the 23rd, in Stratford on Avon, 94 miles from London. Okay, and in 1564, William Shakespeare was born. As I already told you, there is the no fixed date, means in history there is no historical record about the birthday on which day William Shakespeare was born, but it is considered as 23rd because on 23rd of April the baptism of William Shakespeare was conducted. In 1582, marries Anna Hathaway on November 27. So another major event which took in place in the life of William Shakespeare is in 1582 he marries Anna Hathaway. 1583, Suzanne Shakespeare is born. So in 1583, the daughter of William Shakespeare, Suzanne Shakespeare, was born. In 1585, the twins Judith and Hamnet Shakespeare are born. So, after the birth of Suzanne, after 2 years, in 1585, Anna and William are blessed with her twins named as Judith and Hamnet. 1592, after leaving Stratford for London, William was recognized as a successful actor as well as a leading poet. He was a member of the Cumberland's Men. Now, in 1592, you can see the major event of William Shakespeare's life appeared. He left Stratford, okay, for London. And from there, the journey of William Shakespeare was started as a successful actor, poet, screenwriter, and director. 1596, Hamlet dies at the age of 11. Shakespeare becomes a gentleman when the College of Herald grants his father a coat of arms. So, in 1596, Hamlet, one of his twin, was dead when he was only 11 years of age. 1597, he bought a large house called the Great House of New Palace. So in 1597, William Shakespeare bought a new house, and the name of that house is the Great House of New Place. Okay. In 1599, the Globe Theatre is built from the pieces of theatre in July. In 1603, the Lord Cumberland's Man became the King's Man on May 19. So, in 1603, the Lord Cumberland Man was renamed as King's Man. Okay. In 1613, the Globe Theatre burns during a performance for, actually it is not Henry VII, it is Henry VIII. When a cannon fired from the roof sets fire to the straw thatch. The theatre is rebuilt, but the Shakespeare retires. So the major event took place in 1613 when the Global Theatre was burned into the ashes. Unfortunately, no casualties are reported. Okay, but after this event, William Shakespeare retired. In 1616, on April 23rd in Stratford, on his 52nd birthday, he died. Okay, so the death day of William Shakespeare is 23rd of April in 1616. My dear students, I hope you noticed a very strange thing. The baptism date is also on 23rd of April. Okay, the baptism date, which is considered as the birthday of William Shakespeare. And again, the death day of William Shakespeare is 23rd of April. Actually, it is a quite coincidence. Okay, and strange thing also. So let's have a look on some new words. Interlands, a pause between the act of a play. Pastorals, portraying country life. Solace, comfort in sadness, disappointment, or fidium. Canon, a general law, rule, principle, or criterion. I hope you got a very good glimpses of this chapter. Okay, so go thoroughly through this chapter and complete the exercise based on this chapter. Now I'm taking leave and going to meet with you all in my next session with a new chapter. Till then, take very good care of yourself. Bye.